Hello, good friends. It's really great to have you back with us for another deep dive, one we've put together especially with you in mind. Today, we're getting into a topic that, well, it touches a lot of lives, particularly for men over 60. And it's something that often gets kind of misunderstood. If you've noticed your energy isn't quite what it used to be, maybe performance is slipping a bit, or if you just feel like age itself is hitting your vitality, your intimacy, well, we might have a bit of a wake-up call for you. It isn't always just age, is it?
No, exactly. Our sources, and this includes a lot of clinical work from Dr. Moit Kara, he's a men's health specialist, spent over 30 years helping men get their strength back. They often point to something else. For a lot of men over 60, the real issue behind these changes, it often comes down to a deficiency in just three key vitamins. Simple as that sometimes. And the good news, the really encouraging part, is that replacing what your body's missing can bring about changes faster and more powerfully than you might think.
That really shifts the perspective.
Yep.
So, okay, our mission today is to unpack this. You hear a lot about desire or maybe discipline, but what our sources are suggesting is that many men lack the basics. Good circulation, real stamina, hormonal balance, and like you said, these are deeply tied to three specific vitamins that, honestly, almost every man in this age group is probably running a bit low on. We're going to explore how tackling these gaps smartly can lead to a body that performs better, a mind that feels sharper, feeling alive again.
Right. And we'll also flag a really critical mistake, honestly. It can even be counterproductive that older men often make when trying to fix these deficiencies. And crucially, how you can easily sidestep it. So, yeah, let's dig in and get straight to the heart of restoring that vitality.
Okay, let's dive right in. Where do we start? What's the first piece of this puzzle, especially for that feeling of, vitality?
Well, the first one, and it's often missed, is vitamin D. We call it the sunshine vitamin, sure. But for men over 60, its role is much more profound than just bones. Think of it like the spark plug for your circulation. As we age, especially past 60, our skin just doesn't make vitamin D from sun as efficiently. And our kidneys, they're less effective at converting it to the active form. So production drops off, sometimes sharply, and that decline, it often pulls down your energy, your circulation, and yes, even erectile function along with it.
Huh. That's interesting about the body's ability changing, not just, not getting enough sun. So it's about what your body can do with the sun it gets. How does that link directly to circulation and, well, intimacy?
Yeah, it's directly tied to nitric oxide. Vitamin D is crucial for the cells lining your blood vessels, the endothelium, to produce nitric oxide.
Yeah.
And nitric oxide, well, it's a vasodilator. It tells blood vessels to relax, open up. Now, for men over 60, stiffening arteries, less responsive endothelium, that's common. Without enough vitamin D, nitric oxide production drops. Blood flow slows down. This hits your overall energy, definitely. But it really impacts that precise blood flow needed for an erection, makes intimacy tougher, even if the desire's there.
Right. That really clarifies why it's such a common issue.
Yeah.
And the stats are pretty stark, aren't they? Over 40% of adults in their 60s and 70s are deficient,
Yeah,
even healthy ones.
absolutely. It's often a hidden deficiency. And it underlines that the body's changing capacity for making and absorbing it means just relying on, a bit of sun or diet often isn't enough anymore. We see this play out. Dr. Carr had this patient, Paul, 67, retired teacher. He said, "Doc, I love my wife. I want to be close, but my body just won't cooperate." His problem wasn't desire. It was a lack of vitamin D hitting that nitric oxide pathway, directly affecting his physical ability.
Wow. So, okay, what are the practical fixes then? How do you effectively boost those levels?
It's really a combined strategy, like morning sunlight, 15, 20 minutes, still helps, even with reduced efficiency, so don't discount that. Diet-wise, fatty fish like salmon, tuna, fortified dairy, those help build levels too.
Right.
But realistically, for many men over 60 where diet and sun just aren't cutting it, a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement is often the key. D3 is the form your body uses best. It basically bypasses the body's weaker production and absorption, delivering it directly.
So giving the body exactly what it needs in the form it needs. We've seen stories in the sources, men turning things around significantly just with this, feeling active, connected again. But like you said, blood flow is just one part. What if the engine doesn't have fuel?
Precisely. Great circulation doesn't help much if your cells don't have the energy to actually use the oxygen being delivered. That brings us right to vitamin B12. For so many men, this is the missing piece behind years of feeling just drained.
Yeah, B12 and energy, people talk about that. But can you break down exactly how it works for energy, especially for older guys?
Sure. B12 isn't just a vague energy booster, it's fundamental. It's a key player in converting the food you eat into ATP. That's the actual fuel your cells run on.
Hmm.
Without enough B12, it's like your engine's running on empty, no matter how much gas, food you put in.
Right.
And second, it's absolutely essential for making red blood cells. These are the trucks carrying oxygen everywhere. Fewer red blood cells mean less oxygen to your muscles, your brain, leads to fatigue, that brain fog, low stamina. It even affects oxygen delivery to sexual organs.
I can definitely see how that feels like dragging through the day,
Mm.
even with good sleep.
Right.
Like Robert, the 72-year-old retired firefighter you mentioned. Slept 8 hours, ate well, but still felt heavy, foggy.
Classic B12 deficiency symptoms.
But why is it so common in older men, even if they're eating, eggs, meat, dairy?
The main hurdle is absorption. As we age, stomach acid production naturally declines, and you need that acid to split B12 off from the proteins in food so it can be absorbed.
Ah, okay.
So even with a diet rich in B12, your body might just not be getting it effectively.
So it's not intake, it's uptake. What's the best way around that absorption issue then?
Well, the most direct route is often a high-quality supplement, and specifically the methylcobalamin form.
Methylcobalamin, why that form?
Because unlike the common synthetic form, cyanocobalamin, methylcobalamin is the active form your body uses directly. It doesn't need that stomach acid conversion step. It bypasses the absorption problem.
Got it.
For more severe deficiencies or faster results, sometimes B12 injections prescribed by a doctor are used. They deliver it straight into the system.
That really does sound like it could flip a switch for someone.
Hmm.
The stories are compelling. Guys going from afternoon naps to hiking, playing with grandkids, enjoying evenings again. Like turning on a light, as you said. Awake, alert. Okay, so we have circulation, we have energy.
Mhm.
But there's a third leg to this stool, right?
Right.
What protects all this?
Exactly. You can boost energy and circulation, but what if the underlying systems are still degrading? That's where vitamin E comes in. And its role for men over 60 is often underestimated.
Yeah, vitamin E makes me think skin, maybe fertility support. How does it play such a big role later in life?
It goes much deeper. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant, specifically fat-soluble. Think of it as your body's defender against what we call the silent enemies of aging: inflammation and oxidative stress. These aren't like a sudden illness. They're a slow, steady wear and tear. They damage blood vessels, cell membranes, even influence hormone production over time. Oxidative stress, for instance, can damage LDL cholesterol, leading to plaque buildup, makes arteries stiffer.
So this slow damage, what does that mean day to day for confidence, intimacy?
It means even if vitamin D is helping nitric oxide, if the vessels themselves are stiff or inflamed from oxidative damage, blood flow is still compromised. Erections need flexible, responsive blood vessels. When that system is damaged, confidence takes a hit, intimacy suffers. Vitamin E helps protect those vessel walls, keeping them more flexible against that damage.
Okay, protecting the pipes. And what about hormones?
It also plays a supportive role in testosterone production. It's not a building block itself, but its antioxidant action helps protect the Leydig cells in the testes, the ones that make testosterone from damage. This helps the body maintain more optimal levels. Without enough E, testosterone can dip, contributing to feeling weaker, less motivated, less, vital.
That really resonates with James, the 70-year-old pilot. Doing everything right, but feeling off, drive down, not feeling like himself. Vitamin E might have been a missing link there.
Very possibly. It addresses that protective foundational aspect.
So how do you make sure you're getting enough of this protector? Is it difficult?
Actually, no, the good news is it's fairly accessible through diet. A handful of almonds or sunflower seeds, good quality olive oil on salads, leafy greens like spinach or Swiss chard, they're all good sources.
Right.
But for consistent protection, or if diet isn't always hitting the mark, a natural, high-quality vitamin E supplement can be very beneficial. And look for one with mixed tocopherols and tocopherols, not just the basic alpha-tocopherol form, for broader protection.
Okay, so D for flow, B12 for fuel, E for protection and hormonal support. Makes sense individually, but you mentioned synergy. What happens when you put all three together? Is it just 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, or is it more?
That's the real key. And yes, it's much more than just additive. This is the vitality triangle concept in action. Dr. Carr saw this over and over, men trying one thing then another, looking for that spark. But the real aha moment was seeing what happened when these specific three were consistently combined. Remember Walter, the 68-year-old retired coach? He got some benefit from D alone, then B12. But the big shift, the feeling of having a new engine, that came when all three were working together day in, day out.
Right, that synergy idea. They amplify each other. It's not just fixing separate problems, it's restoring the whole system's balance.
Precisely. Here's how that triangle clicks together. Vitamin D starts it off, helping open up the blood vessels, getting circulation flowing freely, even to the small capillaries.
Okay, step one.
Then, vitamin B12 steps in, building the red blood cells needed to carry oxygen efficiently through those newly opened pathways, fueling every cell.
Got it. Fuel delivery.
And finally, vitamin E acts as the guardian, protecting those vessels from ongoing damage, keeping them flexible, while also supporting the hormonal environment, the testosterone, that fuels drive and confidence.
So it's this interconnected system. Flow, fuel, and protection working together. And what that means for you, listening, is it's not just about one symptom. It's a cascade effect. Men who felt resigned to decline find this second wind. Waking refreshed, thinking clearly, reconnecting intimately. It's not about chasing youth. It's about feeling whole, strong, present right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, and this is crucial, there's a very common mistake that prevents many men from ever feeling this synergy. It can completely undermine their efforts.
Okay, this sounds important. What's the mistake?
Well, think about Gerald, the 74-year-old who came in with that bag full of vitamins, taking a dozen things, feeling no better, tired, foggy, no change in the bedroom. His question, what am I doing wrong, hits the nail on the head.
Right? He was trying, but something was off.
It comes down to two things: the form of the vitamins and consistency. Not all vitamins are created equal. First, poor forms. Lots of cheap, store-bought, multi-use synthetic forms that older bodies just don't absorb or convert well. We mentioned B12 cyanocobalamin needs converting. Methylcobalamin is ready to go.
Okay, the active form matters.
Same with vitamin D. D2 is much less effective than D3, the form your body makes from sun. And vitamin E synthetic alpha-tocopherol alone doesn't give you the full protective spectrum of natural E with all its parts.
So you might be taking something, but it's not doing the job.
Exactly. And the second part is inconsistency. Taking a pill now and then won't undo years of deficiency. Your body needs that steady daily input to rebuild, to restore those pathways. It thrives on rhythm.
So Gerald wasn't failing because he didn't care. He just hadn't been told about quality, the right forms, and the need for that daily habit.
That's right. And once he switched to high-quality, bioavailable forms and made it a consistent daily routine, he came back saying, "Doc, I finally feel like myself again." That's the difference doing it right makes.
Okay, that's a critical warning. Avoid poor forms. Be consistent. So knowing that, how do you build this into a daily routine that actually sticks? Something simple, sustainable.
That's the practical question, isn't it? When men ask Dr. Kara, "Doc, just tell me what to do," he gets it. They want clear, simple, sustainable steps, not some complicated plan like Frank, 66, former carpenter, low energy, poor sleep, confidence fading. He needed something straightforward.
Yeah, keep it simple. So what does that practical daily routine look like?
It's really about integrating it into your existing rhythm. 3 simple steps. 1, morning, right after waking, glass of water. Then take your vitamin B12 methylcobalamin supplement, ideally with a protein-rich breakfast. Kicks off energy production, red blood cell support for the day.
Okay, B12 with breakfast. Easy enough.
2, after breakfast. Step outside. Just 15 minutes of morning sun for vitamin D. If it's cloudy, winter, or you can't get out, take your high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with that same breakfast. Consistency is key.
Sun or supplement.
Got it.
3, at lunch. Make one small dietary tweak. Add a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds. Drizzle good olive oil on your salad. Toss in spinach or Swiss chard. That's your vitamin E boost, protecting vessels, supporting hormones naturally through the day.
Almonds, olive oil, greens, simple addition.
Exactly. Nothing extreme about Frank's plan. 3 deliberate steps woven into his day. And within weeks, he felt it. More awake, stamina for grandkids, reconnecting with his wife. This routine doesn't just aim for health. It aims to give you back your life, your vitality.
That's a powerful yet achievable framework. Before we wrap up, though, there's one final thought we wanted to share, something important for every man over 60. Yeah. Reflecting on all the men Dr. Kara has worked with, one message always stands out. It is never too late. So many men accept fading energy, weaker erections, low confidence as just aging, an inevitable decline. But the evidence, the stories, they consistently show what happens when you give the body back the fundamental tools it's been missing.
So thinking about everything we've covered, what this means for you listening, targeted vitamin D helps reopen the flow of life, circulation. Vitamin B12 sparks that deep cellular energy moving, thinking, connecting. And vitamin E shields your vessels, supports your hormones, protects your core vitality.
Right. Together, they form that triangle of vitality. It's synergistic. It can restore not just physical health, but spirit, outlook, confidence.
So if you've been wondering, is there still time? Can I feel strong, feel alive, feel like myself again? Well, based on this deep dive, the answer seems to be a clear yes. It starts with a simple choice, an informed one today. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really hope this conversation has given you some valuable insights, maybe some practical steps for your own life. If you found this helpful, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us create more content designed just for you.